What's up, guys? We are back with another cult report. This is cult report number 12. So Friday, February 20th. Welcome to the Fire Horse. You boys are born in the year of the Metal Horse. So all the astrological signs say that this is our year. Very excited.
We were never like horoscope guys or whatever. Our mom was like, big on the woo-woo stuff growing up. But ultimately, they say like millionaires study trends, billionaires study astrology. So if that's what the billionaires are doing, we're all in. It's all energy anyways. So lean in.
So with that, I'm going to share the screen. We've got some shit to share this week, which is nice. Can you see?
Yep.
Okay. So raise a glass. So Sarah, she's our little prize pony right now. She is mastering the cult creator model. So we've built out the full membership, the work hard once, the DIY that everybody does. And then we're like, well, once you have the bandwidth with that, then you just add offers on top of it for more access. And so she closed like 4 new clients last week and made all her money back from hiring us. So it's cool to see how the model can be proven at all the layers. And I mean, just freaking raise a glass.
Yay, Sarah. And then you boys are working on the project. We canceled happy hour yesterday because we had a new project coming through that is high priority, but also very exciting. It's just so exciting because, we didn't really know what we were solving for back in the day. We just wanted to Comma Club award because that would mean we solved something. But ultimately, we just like marketing and like the idea of making money on the internet. So now it's like the whole point of building this tribe attraction map was to understand how to communicate the value of what you do beyond just like features, benefits. In Nerdy Nuts example, because they're a peanut butter company, they're not competing on ingredients like everyone else. So now that they've collabed with Little Debbie, then it's about understanding the values and the story and the meaning behind that product so that people want to buy it and feel that sense of something, that sense of meaning behind it beyond just like, oh, they put honey buns in their peanut butter. Who cares? So now it's on us to kind of bring that meaning and that story behind this collab. And it's exciting. Little Debbie's an iconic cult brand. So it's fun to be a part of.
Yeah. And it's just cool to see. We started working with them. This is also one of the things that we're going to be putting under the propaganda window is idea sex, because that's how we started with Craig. We saw his presentation in Trends. I sent him a loom. Barely made sense. He didn't even understand it. I just had so much enthusiasm and excitement. I was like, dude, if you just like tighten the narrative of this brand, like it could be so much bigger. He's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Threw us a few $1,000s and we just like did our cult branding on them. And they kept a lot of the things, but it really like structured the narrative for them. And they've done a really good job. So yeah, now they're in Target. Target's ordering 30,000 a week, 30,000 jars a week. They did 20 million last year. They're fucking crushing it. So the Little Debbie campaign is their like pride and joy. It's 2 years in the making and you boys get to do the words on it. So we're very excited. We love slogans and phrases and, just making that narrative come to life.
Putting a price tag on making the world feel something.
Yeah.
As Drake says.
Six God. And growth metrics this week. So Sam Ovens is crushing leading school. But now everybody on school can see attribution, right? So we can see exactly where the people are coming from. Our problem is that we use a redirect. We use cultcreators.com to go straight to the school, which auto updates. And so a lot of our people, we don't really know where they're coming from because it just looks like they're coming direct. So that's cool to know, but it's cool to see Facebook is way higher than IG. We thought Instagram would be like the place that we put all our attention to, and it has been, and it's giving us the absolute least. So it's interesting to see when you look at the data. Like Facebook, I think there's been, like we don't really do anything with Facebook, and it was our second highest. So maybe we do need to do more with Facebook.
But then again, conversions is a metric to focus on. Just because people are coming from Facebook doesn't mean they're joining. So maybe the people coming from Instagram are more likely to be our people who will join.
Yeah, I gotta look at that. Yeah, I think it was like 3 out of 25 people, but the highest conversion rate was school network. So that makes sense. We're dealing with people in school. So the biggest conversion, the easiest conversion is people who come from school to our school. that just makes sense. So obviously we need to be doing more with schoolers. And so that just leads to, the collabs and the idea sex for schoolers to just get our fingerprints into more little schools and have more connections into cult creators. So at this point, it's a traffic game, but the right traffic.
Which YouTube,
all of a sudden, I think they changed the algo. And so it's not favoring the big channels anymore. It's favoring the right content for the right people. So it's more AI algorithm based. But yeah, this week, +8 subs. We've got like 60 people on our YouTube. We've not done much with it. It's more just like, all right, put some content that we've had from IG and we'll just put it on there. But we do know that the highest value, highest LTV people come from YouTube. And so it is a place we should be doing more with. And they're starting to give us some love. So yeah, we're up 300% this week on YouTube subscribers, 8 subscribers in a week, 5.7 thousand views, 25 hours of watch time. Pretty decent for, half-assing this channel and this content. So, and we've had this channel for like 10 years. We've just only actually been using it for like a year. So it's cool. If that. It's cool to get some love though. And then we've had our first ManyChat trigger on Instagram. So that's cool.
Hours after Mike said Instagram's not working, then we had somebody work this system. You put content out there that's meant to attract the attention of the right people with the call to action in the caption. So we're not actually selling anything. But then ManyChat can do its thing to deliver the lead magnet, which is our free book, which is essentially just free inside our free community. So it's meant to push people into the community. So yeah, we a couple hours after Mike said IG doesn't work, then somebody mentioned cult in one of the cult psychology secrets that we posted, and the system works. We just haven't been working it hard.
Yeah. So now I'm thinking we just need more videos with a DM or like a comment trigger and just set up a bunch and then just go ham on those triggers, right? So there could be one for the book. There could be one for joining school, right? We can just think of a few and then just make videos dependent on that and just, try and get the attention to get them into school.
Yeah, ultimately you should push to a video sales letter to show our model, our cult creator model for growing their MRR, so that all these little cult psychology secrets get their attention, and then the VSL gets them bought in on the model, and that pushes them into our school, but so that it creates demand for the actual paid content. We've created like 3 video sales letters already, but it's time to make a new one because things change.
Yeah.
We're better now.
We're all heels over funnels, so we'd have no website other than school right now, which is kind of liberating. But it might be time to build one also because of all the things we can do with SEO, which could be cool, right? We have so many words written in our Google Drive. We could go ham on articles, but we'll see,
Megan keeps saying we should be on Substack because she moved her newsletter over there, and now new people are finding it, joining her list, getting her newsies. So it doesn't make sense to put our community content in there because then we're trying to like duplicate what we're doing when really we want people in our school. So building on Substack, it feels competitive. If we can turn our social media content into Substack content, now we have kind of like more digital real estate, good SEO there, but also network effects because Substack helps you find new people.
Yeah, it just comes down to systems. We're already doing more per week than we ever have, easily. And so now it's just about making systems out of it and then adding a new platform. So don't try and just do everything. Just, figure out what you're good at. We're good at writing. So it's just where can we get words out? So a lot of wins this week.
Speaking of words out, optimizing the community. We keep talking about how, we're redoing our classrooms that's more simple, scalable for us, and easy for you guys to actually use it without like all this complex creative thinking. So now that we have our classroom all mapped out in Notion, we are rebuilding it into the classroom, which means it's about time to change that price, because we launched it $69 originally in August and haven't changed it since, other than going to a freemium model. But
it's kind of
now it's time to add a little scarcity. Time to give the boys a raise.
Yeah. So if you want to get in at 69, you got a week to do so.
Yeah. So Monday, March 2nd, we're going to go to $88. So if you want in at the 69 to craft your mission-based offer to attract your first or next 100 paying members to get paid every day to change lives at scale, doing what you love with the people you like, jump in now. Or at least next week.
Whole new curriculum going in, tighter, better, faster, easier. Let's go. So
possibly life-changing, who knows? One way to find out.
So then on the lure side, content, obviously, right? This is what we talk about every week. It's long game. We should be doing it. Like we said, we're better at words than videos, but we know we've got, you know, the identical twin thing. We should be doing more videos. We should probably be doing more videos together, but there's an hour drive proximity issue. But yeah, I mean, we're forever dialing this in. So yeah, more writing, more direct stories to translate to like exactly what we're doing. So just getting the propaganda even more dialed in on like propaganda, you know, like don't just tell random stories. It's tell stories that back the cult creator model, and specifically stories within the school of like the kind of homies, like we're all building the same thing together. We just got to show the world. It's like, hey, this is what we're doing. This is what they're doing. This is what we're doing. So getting tighter on that, and more emails, because emails are trust. I mean, it's top of mind. And we do almost nothing with it. So Ricky got the 9-word email out. The reactivation is like the famous campaign for reactivation. Just the 9 words. Are you still interested in X?
Dean Jackson. Dean Jackson's whole thing. One of the greatest marketers / copywriters. But yeah, just the classic 9-word email. Are you still interested in niche transformation? And just leave it up to them. See what kind of replies you get.
And it is
selling, just hand raisers.
A lot of our old clients are circling back. So the guy we built the Assassin Academy with, Russell, he's a British gangster assassin, really. You know, maybe he's back in the inbox. So you never know if there's a reactivation going on there. But it's cool. It's interesting. You just never know what you get. But it's good to reactivate. And yeah, definitely something we got to do more of. We've got emails. We're continually we're not really trying to get more emails. We definitely should. We don't really have any ways to opt in anymore, but
if you've got a list and you're trying to sell something, then try the 9-word email. You got nothing to lose. Too easy.
Too easy. And again, it's just, you're looking for interest, not sales.
Yeah, it's something you could do like once a month, once a quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
Why not? And then collabs. So within collabs, it's just one of our favorite principles is, you know, borrow credibility. And with that, it's just borrow other people's audiences. It's the faster money. And so we've made money throughout the past like 15 years doing this. And so, yeah, more collabs. So it's just really like, who do we want to hang out with? Who's our people? Who has our people? And so summits obviously work well. This Kate, she's a G. She's definitely our kind of people. You can tell even just like with the IG texting, just a homie. We just want to work with more homies. And so it's all about baking new pies, right? They talk about don't try and eat other people's pies. Just go and find the right homies and bake new pies that you can eat together. Drake even does have a line I heard in one of the songs. I got to find it again. Something about ain't nobody taking a piece out of my pie. And
2 Drake references in one cult report. That's crazy.
How many values we have in our company based on Drake quotes?
At least 2.
At least 2, yeah. So, and then more idea sex. So this is a James Altucher move. So he's made millions and lost it 2 or 3 times in his life. But every time he's at rock bottom, then he just goes ham on idea sex. And so every single day, he'll just start his day writing out at least 10 ideas. He'll just pick a topic. Maybe he'll find a person, somebody from a Dream 100 that he wants to work with. He'll just think of 10 ideas, or he'll think of like this like business he has. It's like, what's 10 growth ideas? But idea sex. And so idea sex has made us a lot of money. That's what started our work with Craig and Nerdy Nuts. Like I said earlier, like I just shot him a video because I just felt like he needed to hear this. And Funk, yeah. We just kept sending him idea sex for like 3 years after meeting him. And we'd get on calls and just give him ideas. And so, yeah, idea sex is a really good way. Ideas are a currency in our world. We're ideasmen. And so we just share the ideas, and often it leads to money. And so we should be doing more of that.
But back to the collab. What I like about school is that you can just copy a course key into anyone's school. So for like a legitimate collab where somebody wants to sell our tribe attraction map, for example, then we can just copy and paste one little line of code and put the whole thing in their classroom and just get a piece of everything they sell. So easy. Licensing is like one of our favorite kind of like corners of the internet to make money because it's like so highly leverageable. And so school is pretty sick for facilitating that.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So that's how we've been growing ours. But now we've got the cult psychology of the week. Rick, you hit it.
Yeah, so about time we talked about rituals because that's the biggest lever that a cult creator has while everybody else is trying to post a bunch of content, or like Sarah's old model where it's like very much membership style, like new content, fresh stuff every month to keep the members there. We're like, that's exhausting. And if members don't know where they're going and like where they are in the journey, then they really don't have a lot of motivation to keep going because it just feels like they're on a treadmill. And if they're paying to stay on a treadmill, that's friction. Nobody wants that. So that's where we turn our content into rituals, because that's how we get them to do the desired behavior that gets them closer to the transformation. That's how we get them to embody the collective identity, because people like us do this way. And that's how we feed our community. So we're not just like stuck posting dumb engagement questions and triggers and stuff that really has no narrative value towards what we're doing. So rituals really bring it all together. And so we're still trying to figure out what that looks like for us so that our members know what to post. Those in the classroom will have a better idea of what to post as they like go through it. But for us, it's pretty meta, so it's pretty awkward. But that's where the cult psychology and the cult brand breakdown at least give us systems and something to keep the lifeblood going around the narrative of cult psychology. So that's where it's not about what you can teach, it's about what you can get people to do repetitively together. And that's how you create a customer cult that pays you every day to change lives at scale, doing what you love with the people you like.
Yeah, baby.
So check that out if you haven't. And then our cult brand of the week is Oreo, not the original cookie sandwich, which I had no idea that Oreo just basically ripped off their cookie and made it the what we perceive as the original.
Yeah.
So
you guys got to see this. I just saw this before the call because I mean I had to put the call report together and I hadn't read yours. But holy shit, this is bad.
it's pretty fucked up. Yeah, so it's like the 19
here.
It's like the 1930s, I think, when Hydrox created the cream cookie sandwich.
Look at that.
So yeah, it looks like an Oreo, probably tastes like an Oreo, but they are America's original. But who gives a fuck? Because Oreo's done such a good job of distribution and building an experience that gives meaning behind the product. So, well, Oreo's out there defining the twist, lick, dunk ritual that makes them who they are. They're like collaborating with like everyone, including Post Malone has his own flavor, like endless collabs, endless novelty, endless flavors. And like their whole thing is about youth. So it's like just twisting that cookie and debating over which side to eat or lick first or how it's done. It's like, it's tribal and it creates sub-tribes and debates on how it's done and like collabs and opportunities for like, it's all about, you grab that cookie. Now we're done with the call report. You grab that cookie and it takes you back to your youth. So they attract kids because they're cookies. There'll always be kids who want cookies, but then they can continue that relationship for life because every time adulting gets too hard, you grab an Oreo and you twist that shit and you're a kid again. So it's timeless. Unlike Old Spice that had to rebrand because their customer base was dying, Oreo is timeless. It's evergreen. So because of distribution and because of the meaning behind the product, nobody could give a fuck about the original Oreo because their whole marketing is about how they're the original Oreo. So yeah, it's like the meaning over supersedes the morals of the situation. You're like, that's too bad. But I'm still gonna grab an Oreo.
But it also shows like
I know where to buy a Hydrox.
Yeah, Amazon, and I checked the reviews, and people do like them, but they're out of stock. I guess the one guy said it took 3 months to get his package, but I was looking at their website, and it very much is that, because there's always like that, you know, I was just re-listening to Everything is Fucked by Mark Manson, and it's like, you know, back in the day, he's just like, he's in this argument, and he's just throwing all this logic and facts at this guy, still thinking that that mattered. And it's like, nope, because this guy had emotion, and there's no amount of logic and facts that are ever going to override this guy's emotion. And so they just walked away, agreeing to disagree, basically. And it's just like the logical brain, it doesn't matter when the emotional brain is kind of lit up. And Oreo is all about the emotion of being a kid and the ritual and how it makes you feel. And Hydrox is over here saying like, but I'm first. And they're like, oh, we got rid of all our seed oils and we got rid of the bad sugar and we made it like cane sugar. And so they're like just trying to throw all these facts on their website. And they're like, look at me, look what I'm doing. And it's like, no one cares. No one cares because it's just like logical facts.
Hydrox represents hydrogen plus oxygen, which represents the purity of their ingredients. Like they're saying, no more seed oils, no more fake sugars. Like we use real stuff. But again, who cares? Because you're just competing on ingredients. And that's like going back to the Nerdy Nuts thing. Their collab with Little Debbie is like, if how they launched originally with their first 3 Little Debbie products, then they're like, I don't know what to put on these creatives. So I'm just going to put Nutty Buddy or Honey Buns or like, again, they're going back to what they know, ingredients. Like everyone else just selling ingredients. And we're like, nah, you got to create like that meaning, that trigger, that story behind it so that they don't just want to grab something sweet. They want to grab that honey bun peanut butter for a reason. So that's where meaning always overrides ingredients.
But also that reminds me of like how Snickers won the game, is because Snickers, they gave meaning, but they told you exactly when to have that meaning that would give you the reason to eat the Snickers. So they just doubled down on hunger. You're not you when you're hungry, grab a Snickers. And so now they've mastered like their positioning is at the checkout in grocery stores when you've just like seen all this food and you're probably hungry. And so they've just triggered from all their advertising, when you're hungry, you're not yourself, grab a Snickers. And so now you have association of exactly when to have this product. And that's a huge distinction. It's like not only the emotion, but teaching them exactly when your product should be used.
So these concepts are a little easier for products.
Consumables.
Yeah. It's less obvious how to apply it when we're talking like coaching offers. But ultimately, coaching offers goes back to like most school about pages are just a grocery list of stuff you get inside. It's ingredient marketing. Again, it's like, nah, people don't care about that. They want to know like how you're taking them from this stuck, shitty place to where they want to be and who they want to be. People buy to become more of who they are or who they want to be. So it's the identity shift, not the ingredients and components. That's our soapbox of the week.
Yeah. So make people feel something. Keep fumble fucking forward. Yeah, it's the year of the cult creator.
If you don't know what that value looks like outside of your ingredients and components, that's what the tribe attraction map is for. So grab it next week before it's $88.
Yeah, because if you can't solve, if your marketing sucks, it's your messaging, basically. And so just look at Hydrox Oreo.
You don't have a marketing problem, you have an offer problem.
Which is a messaging problem.
Yeah, agreed.
All right,
cool.
That's the call report.
That's us.
Let's get it.
See you next week.
Peace.
Let's get it.